Hey guys, First Regardsman here, and so I'll be talking about the brand new Tarantula Sentry guns for the upcoming Techmarine class in Space Marine 2 patch 12.0 on the public test server. Now, a lot of players have a ton of questions about how these actually work, if they are strong, and more importantly, if they are fun. So today I'm going to give you a bit of an overview on the Sentry guns, their map placement, how strong they actually are, and what perks actually affect them. So first up here, we have the Techmarine with the class perk Servo Gun, ability to unleash a powerful servo gun volley, and your starting perk that you can detect and activate Tarantula Sentry guns, and they will attack nearby enemies until they run out of ammo or are destroyed. Now, currently on the public test server, these things are absolutely cracked in damage. They do a truly staggering amount of DPS to bosses, hordes, really anything in their way, and personally, I have never seen one actually die, but I'm sure that will change in the official release. Now, as far as perks are concerned for these, the Tarantula Sentry guns have 3 perks in the Techmarine perk tree that affect them currently. Number 1 is a reinforced position. All team members within 15 meters of an active Tarantula Sentry gun take 25% less damage and deal 15% more damage. Now, this damage buff to you is an additive damage buff. It's actually a pretty strong perk here. Like 25% less damage is pretty substantial. I think this will have a very fun playstyle with Sentry gun builds in general. And the next perk we have here is a Synergistic Arsenal. Servo gun recharge rate increases by 25% when you are near a Tarantula Sentry gun. Now, this is just a bit of a gimmick perk here. I think this is by far the weakest of the 3 options, and we'll get into the next one in a second, but this one's okay. Your servo gun recharge rate is pretty decent, but as far as other options are concerned, I just prefer the one up here, Designated Target. But the next perk we have is Augmented Tarantula. Tarantula Sentry gun damage increases by 25% and ammo increases by 50%. This one is the best one of all of them, in my opinion. This one significantly increases the DPS of your Tarantula Sentry gun, which, to be honest, is already kind of broken on the PTS, like I mentioned previously. But more importantly, it ups the ammo, which means your Tarantula Sentry gun lasts 50% longer, which is super nice to have. You definitely notice this in game, and I think this one will be really fun in the official release, even if the Tarantula Sentry gun damage is tuned down a little bit. So here I am in the testing arena mod to showcase the Tarantula Sentry guns. And now I'll show their on-map placement for operations and stuff like that in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to go over their mechanics and how you actually activate these. So all you have to do when you find a sentry gun is just walk up to them like this. They'll have this blue outline, and you hold your interact button, and bada bing, you now have your new best friend that will wipe out any enemy for you. So basically, when an enemy is in front of you, will spawn a victim here. I'm going to choose a Tyranid Whip Warrior since I know people hate these. They will just fire on them automatically. They have a 360-degree rotation, so if we spawn one behind them like this, they will automatically turn around and detect this guy and shoot him. So very useful, and pretty much they will just keep firing until they are out of ammo, and once they are out of ammo, they will immediately go back into this blue state of like a standby, and all you have to do to get them back is just interact with them again. And as far as I can tell, they will never run out of ammo completely to the point they just stop working. All you have to do is just reactivate them over and over and over. So really damn useful, and at the moment in the PTS, they can wipe out a staggering amount of enemies, and it's actually really hard for them to die. So if I spawn in like 7 warriors here, as many as we can, and we'll throw in some whip warriors for good measure, because why not? And here, let's make ourselves untargetable. So basically, they will just go ham. Not much can really stop them, and they are a pretty damn useful tool. Now that one ran out of ammo there, like I mentioned before, this one did. So all we have to do now is just activate them again. Now keep in mind, you are not invulnerable during the animation for these, so while you're interacting with this object, it functions like any other interactable in the game, where you will take damage. But that being said, they certainly mop. Now, one final thing I want to mention here before we go into the actual operation is that as long as you're in the animation for setting these up like this, you cannot die even though you do take damage. So your HP won't actually hit 0, you'll just lose like 99% of it. Now, their damage is independent from your other weapon effects and perks outside of things that directly affect them, and overall, they are just incredibly powerful, and when they die, they will blow up and do damage to enemies around them, though, to be honest, I have never seen a Tarantula Sentry gun die in the PTS so far, so we'll see how that actually affects them in-game, like the official release, but for now, they are cracked. We're going to go into the actual operations game and showcase their on-map placement. So here we are in-game, and now we have our Tarantula Sentry gun set up on Decapitation. Now, like Guardian Relics, these will spawn in preset locations, but they are randomized throughout those locations. So what I mean by that is, they do spawn the same spot every time, but they aren't always guaranteed to spawn in that area, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. but they are a pretty damn powerful tool, as you can see. They're almost certainly going to receive a nerf, hopefully not too hard, because they shouldn't be able to disintegrate bosses all on their own, but they should be able to seriously mop hordes, because you do have to go out of your way to use them, and I think that's a pretty big downside for some players, especially if your teammates aren't covering you. So that is pretty much all there is for the Tarantula Sentry guns. Now, one more thing is that they are not currently present on the Siege mode for Space Marine 2. I'm sure that will change in the official release, but overall, I think they are a whole lot of fun to use. I hope they don't nerf them too much, because I think that minion builds are one of the most popular things in horde shooters for good reason, because it is very enticing for a lot of players to be like, alright guys, let's all gather around my sentry gun, we have a reinforced position, we're all taking less damage, let's just mow down the horde. I think a lot of players are going to love that, and hopefully they make sure these things function properly. Lowering the boss damage is okay, but as far as hordes are concerned, I mean, I'm okay if they mop up everything. It's pretty entertaining, and really all you have to do is just funnel all the enemies into one area, and then you all fight together around your turret, and that's a pretty damn exciting thing. So let me know what you guys think about these in the comments below. I will be covering more of the Techmarine in the months to come. Definitely when its official release comes in like the end of February or so. You know, they haven't given us an official release date yet, but it's expected to be at the end of February and maybe early March, but we'll see. You know how it is with Saber. Sometimes they delay things, but they don't want to give us an official release date just yet. That is all from me in this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you like content like this, subscribe for more. Take it easy. Bye.